Welcome to our parent and family update on our speech and language settings and our proposal for our specialist resource provisions. So we wanted to look at how we could develop an exciting future for our speech and language settings. Following some work from our speech and language work streams and our autism work streams, it became clear that we needed to expand what we were doing and make sure that we set up a more high quality resource provision. So from September 2023, we will have specialist resource provisions, and what we are proposing is that we will have an offer for children with speech, language, communication needs, social communication needs and autism, and this proposal will go forward as part of a consultation in spring 2022. Every child in the current setting and families will be supported as part of the annual review process to ensure that they have the support they require and are confident and happy in that new setting at the school. They won't have to be re-referred. They will be placed as is appropriate and suitable. So the range of specialist provision across Hertfordshire will be developed to ensure that Hertfordshire is able to meet local provision to meet the needs of the majority of children and young people with complex SEND within Hertfordshire as close to their community as possible. This is so that we can make sure our children are at the heart of everything and welcomed. And the key principles are that the specialist provision programme will work to deliver improved outcomes for our SEND pupils, and so that they experience success and gain a secure identity, that they are able to attend full time to any of their provisions, that they are no longer in that position where they become so emotionally overwhelmed that their behaviour leads to them being excluded or feeling excluded, that we ensure that our pupils' needs are met locally and in their community. Most importantly, that we ensure all of our young people who with SEND are attending colleges, going to universities, and gaining employment, apprenticeships, and we reduce the number of children who are not in education, employment or training going forward. And we are delivering the aspirations of our SEND strategy, and that is that our pupils are our children are welcomed and at the heart of everything that we do, and their families feel looked after and included. And then we're working always to our outcome Bs to ensure that our children become the B they want to be. Our specialist resource provisions will exemplify best practice and in parental and encourage parents and young people engagement and co-production, so that as families you are confident that you can trust that setting to look after your child and that they are having their needs met to a very high standard. We will work to support a graduated approach, which means that for those children who have emerging needs or some kind of difficulty, in the main that should be met through universal support, which includes quality first teaching, reasonable adjustment, suitable differentiation of learning. As they require a little bit more and they move to that target level of the graduated approach, they may need additional support for speech and language. They may need a more creative, enriching language environment. They may need support at playtimes. They may need support to develop their social communication and social skills and gain confidence. If they need even more specialist input, targeted specialist input, then we would bring in our advisory teachers. Our specialist resource provisions will have teachers who will be offering outreach to further develop their offer in their school, the school's understanding of need. If all of that is still not enough, then our specialist resource provisions are offering a smaller environment, but again with always the emphasis on access to mainstream learning alongside their peers, and with the view that as children grow in their confidence and resilience, we pull that support back and they become independent learners. So we work together through these specialist resource provisions to develop our SEND strategy, to enhance our specialist provision so that it meets the needs of all children and young people in Hertfordshire, And we offer highly individualised learning journeys because we know now that none of our children fit neatly into boxes, and we make sure that we promote unique profiles of pupils and their learning destinations. And we work in partnership with our colleagues in early help, social care and health agencies so that we have a wraparound multidisciplinary approach to meeting the needs of our children and young people. We want to work in partnership with our local authority and other schools and partners so that we improve the outcomes for all of the young people and with SEND in Hertfordshire. What young people say they want, and that's one of the most important things, is I want somewhere where adults know me, know what helps me and what makes it worse. I need somewhere that is fun, and we all recognise that learning has to be fun. Life needs to be fun. I need somewhere that understands me. That's so important. And I want somewhere that will help me overcome my fears and paranoia. And importantly, I want somewhere where people like me can be happier to be themselves. And that's where I think we really want to work hard. Our children no longer will need to mask their needs. They will be able to be their person in their environment that welcomes them. What parents and carers say they want from specialist provision is a culture of high expectations and flexible attitudes to meeting individual children goals. Teaching staff that will need specialist training and expertise, and that is where the whole heartbeat of our provisions will be. That there's a broad range of needs that our children have across a spectrum of communication difficulties, and these SRPs will need to support those. Although there will be a need to be a base for the children, they will also need to be part of the whole of the school of life, the life of the school. And that includes breakfast clubs, lunchtime clubs, being part of the dance team, being part of the rugby team, being able to do the Duke of Edinburgh Award, should that be, being in the assembly and the school play, enjoying a lunchtime alongside their peers. Parents want their children as close to their homes as possible, and that's what our ambition is through these specialist resources. So what we're looking for is in our primaries, we will have 2 per quadrant, although we've recognised that some of our DSPL areas are larger, so we've added extras. So we will have 10 primary provisions with 12 full-time places per school. And in our secondaries, we will have 4 with 20 full-time places per school. And just to manage expectation, what we will be saying is that those 20 places will be spaced across the school years in our secondary schools, and the same in our primaries. But for the 20 places, there will be set numbers for years 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. With a view to, should it be necessary, opportunity to stay on in the 6th form and have access to the support. If you want to know more, we will be giving regular updates through our specialist resource provision through our local offer, and that's at the SEND strategy at hertfordshire.gov.uk. I hope you're as excited as we are about something that I know that a number of us have worked hard to realise, and we're closer now than ever. Thank you.